Hi everyone, I'm Peggy and this is my page on Facebook. I'm so glad you joined me today where I'm going to share with you Seint Cream makeup where you use one palette and one brush to do your entire face of makeup. Seint is a cream formula and it starts with 3 shades. These 3 shades that are strategically placed and blended together to create one layer of makeup. This cream makeup does not settle into fine lines and wrinkles, and it leaves you with a beautiful, healthy glow like we used to have back in the day. Let's get started. Again, we strategically place this, so this is what your palette would look like to start. The Lip&Cheek shade is strictly up to you. That's personal preference. You would choose that. Through a color match, I would choose these 3 shades that would be the best for your complexion and give your face that 3-dimension. Excuse me. Today I'm going to use Maui, which is one of the shades of the month, and it is available until June 29th or it sells out, whichever happens first. So if you think it's a gloss, so if you think you might like Maui, now would be the time to grab it. So we're going to start with my 3D brush and my contour shade. My contour shade is like a muddy looking color. It's a cool dark color and it is called Shadow. And what we're doing is we are strategically placing it on the hard parts of our face. This is what contour does. It creates shadows to give your face that depth and definition it is lacking as we get older. Yes, it happens. I know, ladies, it happens. So here we go. We're going to go right along the bottom of the cheekbone, not too far down because we want to lift the face. Now we're going to come and we are going to just go along this jawbone on either side, stopping at these divots. I have these 2 divots because I do have jowls, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do to camouflage the jowls as well as my turkey neck is I'm going to go from one divot under my chin to the other and just connect them. See the shadow that formed? You don't notice my turkey neck. It's still there, but it's not as noticeable. Now we're going to squeeze the domed end of our 3D brush and we're just going to come right on the top of the nose and just down either side. We're contouring the nose to give it more of an elongated and more of a sleek, narrower look. Now, if your nose is not one of the features that bothers you, then you don't have to contour. It's strictly personal preference. Okay, now I'm going to move to my brightening shade. My brightening shade is Linen. I'm going to place Linen where the light would hit my face, the center of the forehead, and down the center of the contour that I placed on my nose. Down the center of the nose. There we go. See how much smaller my nose appears and how much longer it looks. Now we're going to contour. Not contour, where this is a highlight. We're going to brighten the Cupid's bow and we're going to brighten the center of the chin. Now we move to the eyes. We're going to come to the corner of the eye, the inner corner, and we're just going to dab a little bit in there and just down the side of the bridge of the nose. Then we're going to come to the outer corners and just dab there. Notice I'm not pulling the skin around my eyes, nor am I getting it into the crepe skin that is underneath. If you're joining me, say hello and tell me where you're watching from. So now we're going to move to the 3rd shade in my palette, which is the shade that is the closest to the color of my skin. So I'm going to flip my brush around and use the fluffier end and just tap into Sandy. And I'm just going to stipple it, which is lightly tapping, and put this shade where I don't have anything else. Along the bearded area as if I were a man. Up on the cheek, the apples of the cheek. My apples of my cheek are further down now than they used to be. And in the corners of the nose, I have rosacea, so I have some redness there. So we're just going to make sure that's in there really well with the domed in. And then back up to the forehead, right between where the brightening is and where the contour is. Placement is finished. We're done. Now we're going to move to my lip and cheek, and I'm going to use my finger for this. Lip and cheek, which means it goes on your cheek as your blush shade. And again, this is a gloss, but this is not a sticky gloss, so don't be afraid to use it as your blush shade. So we have our contour. We're going just above it with this shade called Maui. Like I said, Maui is a limited edition. So if you're looking to get this beautiful shade, it's like a peachy pink, then I would grab her really soon because she is available until June 29th or she sells out, whichever comes first. Okay. Now we just get a little on the upper lip. And our placement is finished. So I'm going to close my palette and put it aside. And everything I used was in this small palette. This is my makeup bag. Very compact, and it has everything you need to do a full face. Now, cream makeup does need to be set, and you can do it one of two ways. You can either set it with setting spray, or you can use a setting powder. I like to spray my brush with the setting spray, so I'm going to give it some quick squirts. Let that setting spray blend in, and now we're going to blend. I start at my my jawbone, simply because if I don't, I forget. So I'm just going to do some soft blends and drag it down my neck. Don't forget to drag it down the neck just for a good blend. Now I'm going to stipple, which is just quickly tapping with the brush. Since this is a cream makeup, what I'm doing is I am placing it where I want it to go and where I want it to stay. It is just a way of spreading it without making a big mess. Now, we're just going to gently tap on the nose just a couple of times because we can't, if you blend too much, that's usually the rookie mistake, you blend it out. So I'm going to flip my brush around to the domed in again and just stipple the brightening under my eye, maybe a little bit on the top of the lids. And there we go. So we're finished with that. Now we're going to come up to the brightener on the forehead. Again, gently tapping and putting it exactly where it needs to go. Hi, Christy. So glad you're here. Oh, thank you. Yes, my hair, it's like I have to have short hair. I am not a long hair girl. Now, I'm going to use some swirls and swirl this contour up into my hairline. There we go. Just swirl. And as you can see, the shadow is still there, but there's not the distinct lines. Now we come to the cheek where we have our blush on. And we're going to just stipple along that contour line. And then we're going to grab Maui, which is our lip and cheek, and we're just going to move her up. Again, stippling to soften the contour, but leaving the shadow. Then we're going to catch Maui and just bring her right up into the temples. Guess what? I'm done. I am finished. Now, I did say that you do need to set the makeup, so we're going to use my Vanilla Dust setting powder, and this is what you would do because this is a little bit shiny for me. I'm more of a matte finish, but I love the glow this leaves. So I'm just going to gently put some Vanilla Dust setting powder right in the T-zone, and there you go. My makeup is set. And I am ready to go. Again, one brush, one palette. These 4 shades. I would choose the 3 shades. You would choose the Lip and Cheek. And you would get that from a custom color match from me. How do you get that color match? I'm so glad you asked. What I need you to do is stand in front of a window with natural light, not sunlight, natural light, and no makeup. Absolutely no makeup. Let the natural light come in. I want you to face that window. Take your phone and take a selfie. Catch your full face and also catch your neck. That way I can see if there's any distractions we are working with, and with no makeup on, I'll be able to color match you to the custom colors that would be the best for you and make you look your best. But look at the glow. I haven't glowed like this since I was a teenager. Have fun wearing makeup again, even in your senior years, which again, I'm 67. So yes, these are my senior years. I thank you so much for joining me. Reach out to me anytime. Any questions, please drop them in the comments. I'm really good about getting them back. I will post how you can text or request a custom color match up in the copy once I get off of here. I appreciate you watching. You be the reason someone smiles today, and I will see you next time. Bye.